Stay tuned on today's podcast, how we deal with Mudryk in a 1v1 situation for £10,000. We talk about the art of defending, is it dead, and Sid was second season syndrome. Hello and welcome to that Peter Crouch podcast with me, Peter Crouch, notorious SID, and Chris Stark with me. Everyone okay?
Very good, Sid.
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah, really good.
We need to start with a huge congratulations to yourself, Pete.
Yeah.
Redemption for what happened at Molineux this week.
Yeah.
For those that weren't watching the Everton game on TV, talk us through it.
Well, obviously me slipping over at Molineux, I was getting a lot of heat for that. Not ideal. But then I felt like I redeemed myself a little bit. Basically, the ball bounced to me and I volleyed it straight back into Fraser Forster's hands. And I then got in back stronger, so I felt like I passed the pod as well. So it was a good day all round for me, really.
Did you see this, Sid?
I didn't see it live, but I did see it because it done the rounds on socials and Vintage Crouch.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. There was a few comments on there. Shin.
Shin.
Did it hit the shin?
Absolutely no hint of shin.
Well,
whatsoever.
this is the phrase
Shin.
we've used before. Was there? Would you
An
say
element of shin?
Yeah, it's like a hint of
Absolutely none.
no.
No, I'm not having it. That's the way I've always nodded.
It was
It was a solid sidewinder.
Yeah.
And
Fizzed
also,
it back into his arms.
but once again, it's you performing in front of Daesh, isn't it?
Yeah. Something about him stirs me up.
Brings out the best in you. Has there been a call since your
No call,
performance?
unfortunately. No call. It's weird because it's bittersweet for me actually, because when we get back into the league, obviously I had 2-1 Tottenham, and then obviously Everton scored in the 94th, and you lot abused me on WhatsApp pretty instantly straight after.
Yeah. Well, you didn't
for that.
reply for a while.
Oh, I didn't know. I was gathering my thoughts. I mean, that was a 3-pointer, seconds away from a 3-pointer, and instead I've got no points this week.
Yeah, well, I've been asked to remind everyone about how the scoring works and kind of what this Friday podcast is all about. So we do this podcast on a Friday just ahead of the weekend games. We have a little chat about some of the topics that are going on that are like really current to this weekend. But importantly, we've got a little mini league going on. There's a forfeit for the loser. There's no sort of reward for the winner. It's all punishments for the loser.
It's all heaped
punishments
on the loser.
It really is, and it's getting tight now. Chris has sailed into the lead with 10.
Yeah.
You've pegged me back a little bit now, so we're 6-all in the
4
relegation zone.
4-point cushion.
Yeah, so
that 3-pointer could have been massive for me.
Oh yeah.
we pick 3 games that are going to be on at the weekend. You get 3 points if you guess the correct score. You get 1 point if you get the right result, so win, lose, draw if you call that one right, and obviously 0 points if you just mess it up and don't get either of those. So yeah, currently a 4-point cushion for me ahead, which is needed really, considering I was the one that did the forfeit last time.
Yeah, no, you need to. You've trampled one, but
Yeah.
I thought it was great games this week. Loads of games.
Well, you worked on all of them, near enough.
TNT. I felt like I was on all of them. I did Villa Newcastle, I did Tottenham Brentford, and then I did Everton Tottenham.
Yeah.
Full on.
Yeah.
All good though, great games.
Tottenham Brentford, that was the celebration, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the darts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darts
What did you make of that?
Shithousery from Malpai, I thought, straight away, and then
Has he gone
double
too early?
shithousery. It gone way too early. I think it was a big call there.
Did you see the tweets afterwards?
Yeah.
I've got a quote.
Shithousery everywhere.
There was shithousery on the pitch. I think you're right. He did go arguably a bit too early on that. The tweet was pretty amazing because Malpai's come out and basically had to acknowledge he's gone early on that celebration. So in case you missed it, he's done the dart celebration that Maddison normally does. And they did it a couple of times as well when he scored. And then he sort of walked past Maddison, and from what I could see, Maddison sort of put his arm around him, said something, and then they kind of held on to each other in a bit of an angry way. But he's carried this on Twitter. He wrote, "Went a bit early with that one," a picture of the celebration. "Gutted we couldn't get the win. More goals and less relegations in my career than James Maddison. We go again Monday."
Unbelievable.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he did, yeah, because you know what?
Madison came out, didn't he?
Was interview with us, yeah, and we asked him about it, and he was like, well, you know, what he said was he doesn't score enough goals to have his own celebration, so he's borrowed mine. I think that was obviously, that's wound him up, and he's come back with that. So
yeah,
it's all good fun.
It is. Did anyone ever perform the robot in front of you as a kind of wanting to bit of needle?
No, that's never happened to me.
I think the temptation is there if there's an iconic celebration, surely to kind of bit of shithousery.
I saw Andros Townsend do the C at Old Trafford, didn't he? Ronaldo's celebration.
It's a strange rivalry to sort of develop, though, isn't it?
What, Townsend, Ronaldo?
No, I mean Maddison.
Oh, right.
Malpe, you wouldn't have predicted it before the game, I don't think, that there was something.
No, he's a shithouse,
Yeah.
Mopai, isn't he? Like,
he does it all the
if you
time.
played with him,
No,
No,
I miss
but
him
like-
at Brighton, but he was the lads used to say it, he's all the time, wind people up.
wind up merchant, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we want to see, though, isn't it? We're here for it.
Are you saying he's sort of happy to shithouse anyone, really? It's not just a Madison
Anyone.
thing, it seems.
It looks that way, yeah.
Yeah. We talk a lot about shithousery on this podcast, and in some ways we encourage it, don't we?
We do. We love it. What did you make of the Liverpool-Arsenal match?
Well, so I guess some of the key talking points is obviously where it leaves the league, sort of three-horse race.
They still in it?
Looks like. Yeah, cool. You've got to say they're still in it. Yeah.
For who?
Liverpool, Arsenal, City.
You think Arsenal got a chance?
Well,
Yeah,
they're
why
up there now. Is it a point behind?
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
it? Do you not?
I don't think. No, I don't. No.
I don't even really. I know.
No. They listen.
That's a big
They're-
go towards it, though. Liverpool,
No,
Arsenal.
they've put themselves, in a position, but I can't see them sustaining it.
If Brentford beat City tonight at the time of recording, you never know.
I think Liverpool get it done.
I think Liverpool as well.
I think they do.
Well,
So you're ruling out City and
no,
Arsenal?
not at all. You can't rule out City at all, no.
So what are you telling me?
No, I'm ruling out
I'm
Arsenal.
telling you,
I'm ruling out Arsenal.
I think Liverpool win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
City
you
second,
said
Arsenal
no
third.
Arsenal.
Arsenal third, I think.
City take them all the way. I think
it's going to go right to the wire, surely.
it is this
Hopefully.
one.
That'd be
We need
amazing.
that, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, it's good because bizarrely, me and Sids were in a pub together watching the game on a laptop.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Had the game on a laptop.
What do you make of? I mean, obviously Liverpool aren't sort of. There's no Mo Salah, is there? Like you look at that game and it was a tricky one between two teams that are battling at the top because it felt like Liverpool were a bit of a weaker side. Fair to say. Or do you think that they should have adapted and had enough to normally beat Arsenal? Or are Arsenal on a bit of a resurgence at the moment?
Good side, Arsenal. They can beat anyone on the day, can't they?
Yeah.
Like, very good side.
Yeah.
Got pace, scares you, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, it was an off day for Liverpool. Mistakes, wasn't it? Come on.
And to be
Yeah.
fair, players were missing for Arsenal as well
Yeah.
up front, so
Yeah.
I guess it balances out a bit. Arteta's celebrations have been a talking point this week. Obviously, he goes massive celebrating the goals, and some of the goals were a tad weird. Maybe to merit that celebration, some people are saying. The argument is, if it was another manager other than Arteta, people would really celebrate it.
Yeah.
What is it about Arteta
Yeah,
celebrating
yeah.
big that is
It winds people up, doesn't it?
winds people
Yeah,
up?
it does, doesn't it? Actually, yeah, I've not thought about
They're,
that.
like I don't know. It feels like there's something with him in general, isn't it? Like I don't know what that is. Like we all celebrate kind of Klopp and things like that,
Yeah.
but he doesn't seem to be getting the same love, does he?
But he to be fair as well, Arteta, if I remember this right, gave it a bit of the Klopp as well. He did the sort of fist bumps towards, which was a bit of shithousery. for him.
Shithousery back, yeah.
And there's something about his celebrations that I think unlock the player inside him. He loses that sort of almost Captain Scarlet-esque persona and and turns back into a player again,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Where he's celebrating.
And I'd love to know your views on... So did you see Odegaard celebrating as well? And he was taking a picture.
Got a bit of stick from Jamie Carragher, didn't he?
And Jamie Carragher was basically saying, you've just won the game, you should be getting straight down the tunnel.
What did he do?
He took the camera off the cameraman, didn't he?
Yeah,
He started taking photos.
The cameraman's a lifelong fan.
He is. Stuart.
Right.
Top man.
Right.
Yeah, he was there when I was there.
So Odegaard's taking the cameras, taking nice pictures of him. They're all celebrating. And Carragher in the comms is basically saying, and obviously, like,
course.
the game's just finished. So Carragher's basically saying, you've won the game.
Yeah.
get down the tunnel.
That's typical Carras.
I don't know.
Ian Wright's come out, hasn't he? Wrighty's come out and a little say, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Let him enjoy it.
Yeah.
And there was another great bit as well. Ramsdale on the bench. No, we always like to talk about him. And at one point, the referee was having to change his watch. Bear in mind, he's just booked someone about 5 minutes before, I think, for time wasting. And the ref's watch is broken, so he's having to get it changed on the pitch. But in the background of this camera shot, all you see is Ramsdale pointing at his own watch, basically going, hurry up, throwing his hands up in the air, shouting time wasting, like, get on with it, ref.
What a boy. Good lad, Rambo.
Character.
Goals ahoy this weekend, wasn't it?
So many goals. I heard someone saying, it might be Stan Collymore, he said, as much as we celebrate the attacking play, defensively, shambolic.
There does seem to be a lot more goals this season. I'll have to look at the stats on that. Seems like there's goals in enough every week.
Is this as a result of having more defenders that attack more? And
I just think everyone's taking more risks. You know, like you look at the way people
are taking
playing,
more risks.
Yeah, they play out. Also, you know, they all go forward to kind of together, and they just leave 2v2 at the back. Like they everyone's comfortable with that now, aren't they?
Would you say this is a positive change?
Well, it's great for the game.
Entertaining.
Goals, don't you?
It's entertaining.
But I'm just saying the art of defending is like almost a second thought.
Calling the art of defending into question.
Well, I'm just saying it's defensively. I think it was sounder back in our day.
But is this a result? Without going, no, we're not going to go too deep into it. Is this a result of VAR? Because in one way you would say VAR is a reason why there should be less goals, because, you know, a lot of goals that would have stood, maybe more often than not, they're cancelled than given, aren't they? VAR that rarely gives extra goals. Happens sometimes, you know, where you thought it was offside, turned out to be onside, but generally speaking, takes away goals. Do you think it's that? Because that could be one way of looking at it.
I just think there's like you look at the teams that, you know, the teams at the top of the table. Like I'm thinking of Villa, kind of Newcastle, Liverpool, City. They just play in the opposition's half. Like they throw everyone forward, and they're comfortable defending. When I watched Van der Ven the other day, what a player!
How good was it?
How fast is he? Wow, he's like an express train. Honestly, I couldn't believe it.
The Gatwick Express.
Absolute Gatwick Express.
He give Harrison like 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, unbelievable. And he's
him.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Depends like that. Van Dijk, they give themselves like Konate. They give themselves, you know, they back themselves against anyone.
That's why they go sometimes like man for man.
Yeah.
That's why they commit so many bodies forward. They're happy just to go 2 at the back.
That's what I mean.
2 on 2.
And there was a couple of weird goals as well. That Van Dijk, Alisson mix-up that happened. What I loved about that, I don't know if you boys saw it, was the fact that it happens and neither of them shout at each other. They just give themselves little, like almost as if they both know this is ridiculous.
That's shocking, wasn't
It's a
it?
strange game. Yeah.
All right, then, should we crack on with the games?
Yes.
Right, this next part of the podcast is supported by Paddy Power and their big weekend fixture. We've got Aston Villa versus Manchester United.
Huge game.
Good game. Looking forward to it.
Huge game this.
What are we saying?
It's at Villa.
It's at Villa.
Their home record is outstanding.
There it is, but then I was up there for the Newcastle game. Newcastle did a job on them.
United have hit a bit of form.
So this is a serious one for Villa, isn't it? If they're top 4 contenders, this is going to be the one that they need to win as well.
Villa are 21-10. Tenner gets you £21.50 in return. And United are 9-4. You got over 3.5 goals is 7-5.
So this suggests then that Villa are the favourites for this game. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Well, their home record's unbelievable, isn't it? It was disappointing, Newcastle, the other day. Newcastle were very, very good, though. You know, they come back into form, maybe.
Why were Villa off? Any reason?
No, just slightly off the pace. But Newcastle played really well, and I think, you know, they're on their day, they're a really good side, aren't they? So,
Well, I see there being goals in this.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do, and I think it's a funny one to kind of balance up because United have now finally got to 3 in a row, haven't they, in the Premier League? Feels like they're kind of coming into this at the right time. I think any other bit of the season I would have gone Villa. So I'm going to go the other way on this one, which I'm aware is controversial, but I'm not going all in. I'm going for a draw.
Are you?
Yeah, which I hate doing. Honestly, it ruins watching football, doing this fucking league and betting on a draw. Honestly, it ruins it, because when you finally get to said number, it's a disaster.
Yeah, you're just waiting for it
willing
to-
the game to peter out to nothingness.
Yeah.
So you've gone for a 1-1.
No, I've gone for a 2-2 draw.
You like a 2-2 draw?
Yeah, I do, but I think with this sort of game, there are goals. And
Well, there are,
back and
yeah.
forth.
It's average 4 goals a game in the last 5
There
meetings.
you go.
Wow.
So it does smell of goals. I think Villa will Chumbawamba here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone for Aston Villa 2-1 win.
2-1 win.
Okay, interesting. I've also gone for a Villa win.
Oh,
Yeah. Not 2-1.
no.
3-1.
3-1. Interesting.
Yeah, my picks have not been great this recently. Need to get on
Would
there.
you say you've taken your after ball a little bit?
I think,
you won
I
the
have.
league title last year.
Yeah,
and the
do you know
second
what?
season syndrome.
I have. He's definitely taking it more serious.
You were
I've-
rampant. You were
and I've taken-
rampant
yeah.
You were
first half of
very
the
rampant.
season.
I
Great
need to
word.
get back
And
on it.
another one of those phrases you only hear in football, generally speaking. But yeah, you were wonderful. Start of this season, when we got into this, there was no mucking around. You were laughing at
I
the
was
end
flying
of
out the
it.
traps, yeah.
You were sort of going over the finish line with arms outstretched.
Yeah.
You were doing silly predictions just for fun because you didn't need the points.
I thought, yeah, I did. Now I need to
Did
get
you
back
do
on
an
it.
8-0 at one stage?
Yeah,
3-1. Villa.
3-1. Okay, mate.
Okay, the odds are correct at time of recording. Please gamble responsibly. Let's fire into Luton versus Sheffield United. Luton resurgence. Rob Edwards, pleased for him.
Yeah.
Doing a great job again now.
Doing a great job, and can't help but feel, and I know we've spoken about it before, the manager that I wish Watford had stuck with. Not that I've got anything against the current setup. I just mean you can see what has happened with a club that has gone up. They've stuck with him, sort of trusted the process, for want of a better phrase, and they're churning out results now. But not just that, they seem to be doing it with a bit of flair and scoring goals. You know, these aren't scraping through;
Yeah.
they're proper battles.
How easy is it, or hard is it to watch Luton? Being a Watford fan,
Yeah, I
and
think
doing
it's
well.
really hard, isn't it? Because it's one of those teams that you can't help but feel you should be in the position that they are, but we're not. So it's easy to be bitter about it, but they're just in a totally different place, and you've really got to respect what the manager has done. Do you think
great,
they'll stay
aren't
up?
Well, they've got a
Oh,
chance.
massive chance now. They give themselves a huge chance. This is a massive game,
Yeah.
obviously, because Sheffield United need something.
They're struggling.
They are struggling big time, aren't they? I mean,
And
it was poor the other day against Villa.
Yeah, yeah. He mentioned, didn't he, after the game in the post-match interview, he was like miles off it, and they are. They don't. They're men, Burnley. I think if anyone's going to do it, Luton will be the one that will do it.
Out of those three kind of promoted teams, you feel like Luton have got a chance. They did. I don't know. They just look like they've been galvanised. Look like, you know, the fans are with them. Players are buying
It's
into
the
it.
fight in the dog as well, because I think with Luton, what we're seeing is there is an energy that sort of keeps going throughout the game. They can be losing and come back from two goals behind.
Yeah, unreal.
And it's not just once or twice this has happened. So I think on the face of this, I don't know if you boys are agreeing. I'm going for a Luton win.
I agree.
And I guess then it just comes down to goals. Can you see a Sheffield United goal?
No, I don't. And I'm going to go first on this one, because I don't think you lot are going to go with this one. I'm going to go for 1-0.
1-0 Luton.
1-0 Luton, like a real hard-fought victory.
Okay.
So if Sheffield score, I'm fucked.
Really well summed up there.
Exactly.
I think you're kind of right in the way that they'll get the goal. They're not. Do you know what I mean? They can close up, and I don't know, with this kind of game, as you're saying, it's so important. I actually slightly regretted my decision now, and I think you've gone the right way, Sid.
What do you do?
3-0.
But
then
I can
that's-
easily see that being a
No,
3-0.
but I think it feels excessive. It feels like, why? If you're 2-0 up and you're Luton against Sheffield United, you close up, don't you?
No, but the Luton don't. That's it. They just keep going,
Yeah.
especially at home. Want to go 4?
Big shout. Might as well.
I'm going 3-0.
Three of the buggers.
All right, you go 3 of the
Three
buggers.
of the buggers.
Ah, 3 of the buggers. I'll go for 2 of the buggers.
I use
2-0.
2-0. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0.
Shit, that's going to be the WhatsApp's going to be flying on that one, isn't it? Oh, because at every point, do you ever feel like when you're watching the football doing this league thing, you're safe, you get to your score and it's like you hit a certain light, you're like safe, and then that goes and the next person's in play. It's going to be like that.
Yeah. I thought I had it at Spurs the other day, Everton. That was disastrous in the last minute. All right, Wolves Brentford. Wolves on form.
Another
Wolves
good
on
game,
form.
this.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Another good game. Wolves are looking good. Absolutely dispatched Chelsea on Sunday.
Yeah.
Shocking that is.
Poor from Chelsea.
What
wasn't it?
is going on at Chelsea? It's a long time from being fixed. Do you reckon he can go, Poch?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you reckon there's a chance?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
What about,
keep
did you
losing
see the Mudryk stuff as well, the Instagrams?
Did. What I didn't understand about that, he said, let's have a 1v1,
Yeah.
10 grand.
Yeah.
Was he going to like get a ball down and try and go around him? Or is he going to fight him?
But I don't see the guy who's messaging, obviously, goes without saying, sending shitty DMs to footballers is not a great thing to do. However, the guy's kind of gone like, what the fuck are you playing at sort of thing? You need some one-on-one sessions, which was an interesting approach.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
That was one of the things he said, right? Parking all the sort of morality of this to one side and just looking at the conversation, it seems to have triggered Mudryk into kind of going, well, I'll play you one-on-one for 10 grand, or I will pay you 10 grand to come have a one-on-one. And if you read it as, I will pay you 10 grand to come and have a one-on-one, I'd be there, wouldn't you? Like,
But I don't know. Is he gonna? Is it like a 1v1 on the pitch,
at the
or is
training
it
ground,
a fight?
in the park? I didn't think of it like that. I assumed it was just a one-on-one, like playground rules sort of thing.
You reckon? What are you gonna do? Just go around each other, or are they gonna punch each other's face in?
Yeah, I don't understand it because he's saying a 1v1 with a punter and he's going to give him 10 grand.
Yeah, but you said 1v1 after the other guy's gone. You need one-on-one sessions,
lessons,
which makes me think it's one-on-one football.
Yeah.
Would you take him up on that?
I probably wouldn't have sent the message in the first place, but if we're in that situation,
You're taking it.
yeah, well, like you get to go to the Chelsea training ground. I imagine you get 10
I don't think
grand
we can organise this.
and a one-on-one against a Premier League player.
You'd like to have a one-on-one with Mudryk anyway, wouldn't you?
This is what I mean. Like, take the nastiness out of it or frustrations of being a Chelsea.
You'd have a
fan.
lovely day.
As a Chelsea fan, what an amazing experience.
Just talk to me then. So if you was going to do this, you obviously you need a pre-plan.
Yeah.
So how would you go around him?
Well, I'm not. The problem with a player like him, where he falters, and I don't want to be like the guy who sent the DM, he can't finish.
He can't finish, Mudryk.
So I guess what I would do is hang back a little bit on a 1v1. So basically guard the goal a bit. I would retreat slightly.
Yeah.
Let him shoot.
with a 1v1.
Assuming that the jockey position.
Yeah.
Let him shoot.
You let him
He's
shoot.
just going to miss or something.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, really?
And at that
Will you
point,
take
it's
a
going to
draw?
bounce off the cage, and I'm then going to wallop it from back.
Wallop.
and
Wallop it.
So what I'm saying is it'll be a lightly lob, but from my goal.
Right.
But it relies on a Mudryk miss. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
How would you beat him one-on-one? Each to their own, I
Like you
guess.
say, I don't know what. We had lice in 1v1s with Mudryk. Yeah, like you say, I just,
Soak it up.
I just keep him steady, stay on my feet, don't
Get the
dive
elbows
in.
Elbows in?
No, I wouldn't get too tight. He's quick, isn't he?
If that elbow
Saying.
gets in, there's
Yeah,
a winner.
it's the pointy things. It's a weapon of mass destruction. I might give him one round the bugle. A quick one.
I'd just shepherd him. I'd be the shepherd
Yeah.
down the line. And then he's
Just try and get half a yard and get your shot off.
That's it. And then I'd wallop him.
I hope he takes this in good jest.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen, get in touch. How would you defend against Mudryk?
Right, Wolves Brentford.
Like Wolves at the moment.
Yeah,
I like what they're doing.
like them strong.
Yeah. Brentford, I thought they were unlucky against Tottenham the other day.
Tony scored again.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
That's the thing. That 2 games in a row now that he scored in. So that's what I mean. You can't discount
finish
a
as
goal
well.
from him.
Yeah,
He's
no,
in
I
form.
think he's definitely going to change their fortunes. I think Brentford will be fine. I don't think they'll get relegated. I think they'll be good. But I just think Wolves at the moment are full of confidence, and I expect Wolves to win this one. So I've gone for 2-1 Wolves.
Yeah, what's tricky about this though, boys, at the time that we're recording this, we were having to do this really early this week. They haven't played City yet. So that's the reason why we're not obviously talking about whatever's happened in that game. Maybe they had an absolute stormer. You never know.
Potentially. Or they
But we're having to make
wallop
decisions. Yeah, well, this is it. So we're having to make decisions now.
before
Peter,
this.
what are you going for?
Yeah, I've gone for 2-1 Wolves.
What are you going for?
I've gone 2-1 Wolves as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Brentford are not great away from home, are they? I think. I'm going to go for a 2-0. So Brentford don't score. 2-0 Wolves.
2-0 Wolves. Okay.
You've both gone 2-1.
Yeah.
I can see this being a draw.
He's not himself, is he?
This Friday, I've got to admit, you are a lot more tense than
You
you've
are.
been.
Like,
No, do you know why? Because I know this forfeit is going to be horrendous. It's going to be bad.
it's not going to be nice.
Do you know, I was
There's no-
thinking on the forfeit thing, given that I became the first ever male cheerleader at the World Darts at Ali Pali, maybe the forfeit should always be the world's first ... Do you know, the first person to ... And we make it happen.
See, that's got carnage all over it then, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No, it has, yeah.
We can find some good
You
ones
know.
there.
Do you know what? I'm going to stick my neck on the line. I'm going to go 1-1.
You're going for a draw?
Yeah.
Okay.
1-1.
You happy with that?
Yeah, more than happy. I'm good. 1-1.
Okay. All right then. Right, let's get to a couple of messages. I've got one here. All right, lads, love the podcast. You're talking about names on shirts reminded me of a funny story. I went to the playoff final in 99. What did you say there?
99-2000.
2000s?
Oops, sorry.
The 00.
Oh, yeah.
The 99-2000s with a load of Ipswich mates to see them take on Barnsley to get in the Prem. It was a great day. The sun was shining at Wembley Way, was split perfectly into blue and red sides. It was the last competitive club game at the old Wembley, a real cup final atmosphere. At that time, Barnsley were managed by Dave Bassett, who, as manager of several of their competitive rivals over the years, was hated by a load of Ipswich fans, especially my mate Phil. We were sat in the family section just behind and well within earshot of the dugouts. A well-oiled Phil crept even closer to the dugout and spent most of the half hissing, Bassett, you again and again. Anyway, at half-time, we went to get a beer and a policeman stopped Phil very politely and said, Mr. Moore, I was wondering if you could tone down the language a bit. You're sat in the family section after all. Phil was a bit embarrassed and said, yes, officer. And then he added, how do you know my name? To which the policeman leaned in his ear and whispered, it's written across your back, you prick.
Good.
Chumbawamba. Cheers, Tom. Lovely, Tom. Cheers. Great story. Right, I'd like to end this podcast with a duck 11. That's all right.
A duck 11.
A duck 11.
Why not?
Go for it.
Petter Peck. Webbed Morgan. Phil Quackioka. Danny Pondwater. Andreas Iniesta. Matthew Featherington. Stuart Downing. Diego Maladona. Oh my, Donny van der Beek. Nicholas Bredner. Robert Lewandowski.
Oh, God.
Oh, we resorted to. Oh, God.
Who sent the duck 11?
That was from Benjamin Harvey.
Oh, well done.
Well done, Ben.
Wonder why a duck 11? It was a lovely shout, but random.
More 11s, please.
Really, really random. I don't know why. No one's told him to do Duck 11. He's just come up with himself. But I enjoyed it.
Geese Nelson.
Geese Nelson.
Wow. That is incredible. You love coming up with fun, don't you?
do
I
actually.
find it so
All right,
fun.
okay, now I've got to do one. Oh, Graham Swan.
Yeah. That one's okay. We'll allow it.
Like that. I think it was good enough.
Yeah.
Even though he's not a footballer. All right, guys. We'll see you soon.
Right, we've had a massive push on subscribers this year. We're up to over 100,000, but we want more, and that's down to you. So if you haven't hit subscribe yet, but you still like this podcast, hit now. Otherwise, you're a Carl.